Zesty Yoga. My name is Jessica, and today we're going to have a practice of bringing ourselves back to a place of equilibrium after kind of pushing ourselves to the edge. So in life, when we feel our emotions starting to become out of control, we can teach ourselves to feel those emotions, but then return back to a state of calm. And the yoga mat is a wonderful place to practice that, of finding that edge, that place where you can go over to that place of out of control, but bringing it back to the breath, calming it back down, returning back to your center. So that's what we're going to do today. So go ahead and find your way to a comfortable seated position. Legs can be crossed or extended out, whatever feels best for you. But finding that place where you can feel the weight down through the hips. And then notice if you're leaning the chest forward. See if you can bring the shoulders back over the hips, sitting up nice and tall so you get that opposite pull, reaching up through the crown of the head, pressing down through the hips, softening the shoulders, and go ahead and close the eyes. Or just soften the gaze down towards the mat, whichever one feels best. And we're going to start with the breath, because the breath is our neutral. The breath is a wonderful tool for the nervous system to help it return to a place of calm. So just noticing into the breath, noticing how it's flowing, how it's moving. Is it moving fast or slow? Smooth or rough? Loud or quiet? Maybe it's staying higher up in the chest, already found its way a little deeper into the belly. And as you notice in, gently starting to slow that breath down, smooth it out. When it's ready, allowing it to find its way a little deeper into the belly, going to some of those deeper belly breaths. Taking a moment to experience, to notice into these slow, deep breaths, to enjoy the sensation of the breath. That filling, that expanding as you inhale, as that new breath pulls in deep. And that letting go, that release, that contraction into the belly as you exhale. Creating space for that new inhale, pulling it in deep and slow. And again, letting it go. And then we'll take a moment to set our intention for our practice. And that can be a word or a phrase, something that has the meaning to you. Maybe it is a phrase, a mantra. And when we are learning to control our attitudes, our actions from that place of out of control, over the edge, a wonderful mantra can be, I choose. Because a lot of times when we're out of control, we don't feel like we have that choice. But you do. You have that choice to bring your awareness to your breath. So take a moment. Maybe that is your mantra today. I choose. I choose to come to my mat. I choose to practice. choose to be calm. I choose to experience the emotions. But I choose to be in control of my behavior. Whatever other intention you might need for yourself today, whatever it might be. And we'll seal it in by bringing the hands to heart center. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, side out, let it go. One more of those. Deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, side out. And then bringing the hands down beside you. And we're going to start to walk the hands behind us. I'd scoot my hips forward a little bit. So walking the hands behind your hips. Feel the shoulder blades nestle onto your back. As you start to press the heart forward and up, gaze can start to extend up towards the sky, long neck. Pressing down through the fingertips, feel the heart reach up, the hips press down. Feel the breath. Soften, one more deep inhale, expanding through the front of the body just a little bit more. Exhale, soften. Inhale, reach the arms up. Right hand comes down, left arm reaches up and over. Inhale to center, lengthen. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, center, lengthen. Exhale back to the right, but this time as you inhale, start to turn the gaze up towards the sky. The top arm might start to reach behind you a little bit. Feel that openness into the heart. Exhale, rotate everything down to the earth. Inhale, reach it up center. Exhale, over to the left. And again, as you inhale, start to open the heart, the gaze up towards the sky. Top arm can reach back. Exhale, rotate it down to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. And we'll open as you inhale, rotating up. Exhale, rotate to the right. Inhale up to center, lengthen. Exhale, left. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, center. And as you exhale, rotate to the right, finding a little twist. As you inhale, reach up a little bit taller. And as you exhale, you can lower the hands down into this twist. So left hand can come to the knee. Right hand comes right behind the hips. But we're not leaning our weight back into that hand. We're continuing to press down through the hips, growing tall all the way through the neck. Next inhale rotates you back to center. Exhale, rotate it to the left. Hold here as you inhale, lengthen up just a little bit more. And as you exhale, soften the arms down into the twist. Find a little bit more length in the neck. Inhale, reach it up. Palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Swing the legs around behind you. Find your way to your tabletop. We'll find a couple cat-cows, but starting by pressing down into the earth. Find that connection, that root down. And then as you inhale, drop the belly. Feel the tailbone reach up towards the sky. Lift the gaze forward. Feel the shoulder blades soften onto the back so the chest broadens. Exhale, arches the back. Press the ground away. Chin comes towards the chest. Inhale, drop the belly. Lift the tailbone. Exhale, arch the back. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, arch the back. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale here, find a neutral spine. And we're going to step the right foot up in between the hands, finding a little bit of a lunge. We want the front knee stacked over the ankle, back hip stacked over that back knee. And then we're going to walk the hands up onto that thigh. And then bring the hands to the hips. Feel the tailbone grow heavy. Those lower ribs start to pull towards the hip points, so hip points up towards the lower ribs, kind of closing that gap, sealing in your belly. Feel your belly button pull in halfway to your spine. Hands are on the hips, and we're going to tuck the back toes. So a wonderful place to kind of take our emotions to that edge on our mat is balancing. Because it can be very frustrating when the balance doesn't come, when it looks so easy, and yet it's not. And we want to find that that place. So only go as far as you feel where you really start to feel frustrated, and then stop. Take a moment, take a deep breath. Remember, it's just a practice. And then join back in when you're ready. So we're going to press down through that front foot, press down through the back toes, feel that back knee lift, shift the weight forward into the front foot, and we're going to lift the back knee hip height, finding that standing balance, keeping that tailbone tucked underneath you, not really tucked, but growing heavy towards the floor. The belly continues to pull in, and then we're going to reverse it. Step the foot back, toes touch, gently lower the knee down. So if that knee bangs down to the ground, go ahead and grab a pillow, grab a blanket, put it underneath the knee so you'll have that extra cushioning. We want to control the descent. And again, pressing down through the front foot, down through the back toes, grow nice and tall through the spine, lift the knee, shift it forward, back knee up to hip height. Step it back, toes, gently lower the knee. Lift the knee, shift it forward, knee up. Step it back, toes, control the knee down. Lift it up, shift it forward, step it back, lower it down. Lift it up, step it forward, touch it back, lower the knee down. Hold here, take a moment to breathe. We're going to play with something a little different. Lift the knee, reach the heart forward, back knee straightens. Maybe those back toes hop in a little bit closer. We're going to start to straighten the front knee. Back toes start to hover. We're finding our warrior three. So reaching out through the crown of the head, pushing out through the back heel. Create a long line down the left side of your body. Strong back leg. Don't let it kind of wave around in the wind. Strong, pressing out through the heel, pulling in through the toes. Feel that belly hug you in. The chest stays broad, and keeping that long line, maybe it starts to hinge forward. So if the heart starts to hinge forward higher than that back leg, you're going to lose your balance. Keep the long line. So if it stays a little lifted, that's fine. If it wants to find parallel, you can go there. Breathing. Gently bend into that front knee. The back foot steps down next to the front foot, and we find our chair. So pressing down through the heels, look down, make sure you can still see your toes behind your knees. Feel the tailbone grow heavy, the belly still hugging you in, and sink a little bit deeper. The shoulders don't like the arms lifted, hands can come to prayer. Find that breath. And soften in just a little bit deeper, just because you can. But again, you choose. If this feels too much, ease out of it. If you feel you can go a little deeper, you do that. If holding still here feels best, stay here. But breathing. We got 3 more slow, deep breaths. Last one. Can you go a little deeper? Maybe. One more deep inhale. As you inhale, lengthen up, come to standing, hands come to prayer. Close your eyes. If that feels good. If not, just keep the gaze down towards the floor. And notice into the body. Feel the heart. Feel the breath. exhale felt very hard, maybe it felt very easy. But take a moment to appreciate what the body was willing to do. And if it wasn't willing to do much, appreciate the breath. Because the brain belongs to you, and you get to choose what the brain focuses on. Does it focus on the hard? Or does it focus on the accomplishment, the things that we get to do? Maybe it focuses on the things that we might be able to do in the future. That inspiration, that feeling of inspiration. Like we're not there yet, but we get to go there in the future. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, walk the feet back, drop the knees. Separate the knees, push it back, child's pose. Just take a deep inhale here. Inhale, lift it up, tabletop. Switching it out, left foot in between the hands. Back hip or hips over the back knee. Hands up onto that front thigh. As we engage through the core, stabilizing, hugging everything in and up. Hands come to the hips. And we're going to tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee. Reach it forward. Back knee up, hip height. If the toes just need a touch down, that's fine. Step it back. Toes first. Woo. And controlled descent. Lower the knee. Lift the knee. Reach it forward. Bring it forward. Step it back. Lower the knee with control. Lift. Step it forward. Step it back. Lower the knee. Lift the knee. Step it forward. Step it back. Lower the knee. Lift. Step it forward. Step it back. Lower the knee. And this is where we're going to change it up a little bit. So lift that knee, hinge it forward till the back knee's straight. The toes might hop in a little bit closer so you can feel that weight down into that front foot. And we're going to start to straighten that front leg, not locking out the knee. And the toes start to lift and hover. As soon as the toes lift, the heel pushes away, the toes pull in. That back leg is so super strong, super solid. We got a long line down the right side of the body, keeping the chest open, and maybe the heart starts to hinge down as the back heel lifts at the same rate. So again, if you start to bend at the hips or the heart starts to collapse, you're going to start to lose that balance. So keep everything super long, super strong. Maybe it comes parallel. Bending into that front knee, step the back foot forward, find your chair. Back to that chair, that comfy, cozy yogi chair. So feel the weight in the heels, look down, make sure you can still see your toes, tailbone grows heavy, those lower ribs are hugging you in. And again, if the shoulders don't feel good here, hands can come to prayer. Breathing. Taking those deep, slow breaths. Maybe every exhale allows you to grow a little heavier, a little lower into the hips. Notice where the mind starts to go. And again, you choose. Just gently bringing that mind back to the breath. One more breath. Maybe you can sink in just a little bit deeper for this one. Next inhale. hands to heart center. Close the eyes, just soften the gaze. Noticing in. Gently slowing that breath down, feeling the heart rate. Feeling it as it gently starts to slower, lower and slower. I like it. Return back to your foundation. So the weight down into the feet. Maybe you feel the toes lift and wiggle. And gently press into the earth. Another great tool for bringing ourselves back from that edge. Maybe that edge is worry, anxiety. But bringing ourselves back is a sense of fun, a sense of playfulness. Not allowing ourselves to take ourselves too seriously. Next inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step the feet back. Find your plank. Drop the knees. Separate the knees. Child's pose, one breath. Inhale up to tabletop. And we're going to slowly lower ourselves down onto our belly. With the hands underneath the shoulders, chin or the forehead can rest on the floor. But we're going to find that foundation again. So there's a lot more of our body that's touching the earth. So we want to press that down, grow heavy, especially down into the legs, down into the pelvis. And then feel the elbows start to draw towards each other. Feel the shoulder blades start to draw towards each other. As that core engages, so again, feel that belly pull in halfway. And then as you inhale, sweep the heart up. Maybe the hands start to float underneath you. And we're going to use the breath. So the inhale lifts you up a little higher, and the exhale softens you back towards the earth a little bit. But the next inhale is there to lift you back up, float you back up. So making a little dance with the breath up and down. Losing that core, keeping it hugged in. Two more breaths. Last one. Lowering all the way down, side of the face onto the mat, bend the knees. And allow the feet to fall side to side, little windshield wiper. Feel that sway out into the hips. That gets all the way into the lower back. And then we're going to let the legs lower behind us again. And we're going to bring the left forearm in front of the mat, parallel to the top of the mat, just so that we can bring the side of the face onto that arm. And then bend the right knee. And we're reaching around, grabbing onto that back foot or ankle. If it doesn't want to reach and you have a strap, you can use that. If you don't, you can grab a towel or something to bring around the foot and hold on to it, anchor it from there. Or both arms across the front of the mat, and you're using the hamstring, flexing the foot, pulling the heel towards the hip. You get a little extra hamstring strengthening as you stretch out that quad. So we can have a tendency here to allow that right knee to swing out to the right, but we want to line both knees up underneath the hips. So gently feel the knees draw towards each other. And then as you soften the heel in towards the hip, feel the hips press down into the earth, getting a good stretch into that right quad. And again, here's a good place to notice if it's taking you kind of to your edge. Maybe grabbing that back foot is super easy. Or maybe that back foot does not want to be caught by the hand. That can be really frustrating, especially if you see someone else doing it and it looks super easy for them. But knowing that you're on your journey, not theirs. So what are you going to do? What are you going to choose for your journey? Are you going to choose that feeling of frustration? That's your choice. If you want to go there, go there. Or are you going to choose that sense of, that doesn't work quite right for me, let me find what does? No problem solving. Release the foot. We're switching it out. So right forearm across the top of the mat. Left knee bends, grabbing onto the foot, strap or the blanket or towel. And then gently aligning the knees underneath the hips. Again, you want to flex that foot and feel the heel pull in towards the glute. Feel a little hamstring strengthening in there, do that. And finding where the stretch works for you. And returning to your breath. And gently release. We're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders once more as we press ourselves back up to our tabletop and swing the legs around behind us or in front of us. And we're going to find our Baddha Konasana, our ankle pose. So the soles of the feet together, the knees fall apart. And then the hands can either come onto the feet, the elbows come into the knees as you hinge it forward, feeling the heart continue to reach forward, the chest stays open, or the hands come behind you and the heart reaches up as the knees fall open using gravity, finding what feels best for you in this place. So this is an easy place for me to kind of come to my edge, to start that comparison, what I see other people doing, and knowing that my body is not willing to go there yet, to get as open as other people are. So this is my place of choice. What do I choose? Do I choose to stay on that comparison island, which I have in the past? Not a nice place to be. Not a lot of fun happens there. Or do I choose to experience the stretch that I do have? That yummy opening that I am able to get to feel and experience. Appreciating my body for where it's at today. Maybe it's a little bit more open than it was yesterday. Maybe it's less open today. And I get to choose to bring myself to that place of gratitude for the experiences that I have on my mat. The next deep inhale, for that beautiful softening with the exhale. And gently bring yourself back up. And we're we're going to plant the feet and roll it down onto our back. Once you're there, gently sway back and forth, massage the spine into the mat. And then find your place of rest so the legs can extend out long. You can find a Supta Baddha Konasana where you bring the soles of the feet back together and the knees fall apart. Or you can bend the knees, soles of the feet plant, and the knees fall in towards each other. If the lower back is kind of feeling anything here, then this can be a really good place, just bending the knees. But we're finding that place where we can let go. We can stop trying to hold on. We allow ourselves to experience the rest. Bringing your awareness back to the breath, drawing in energy with the inhales, finding little movements to the hands and the feet as you slowly wake yourself back up. And if you're thinking, no, not yet, I haven't had enough time in Shavasana, you can stay longer. Or else starting to find deeper movements. Until finally, when you're ready, you can find your way to your seated position. Once you've found your way back to your place of grounding down through your hips, bring the hands to heart center. So there's a sense of freedom that comes with that sense of choice. We do not get to control what happens to us, but we do get to control, or I should say, we don't get to choose the circumstances around us. But we get to control how we react, how we respond. If we do go over the edge, we get to choose how quickly we come back to that place of calm. So taking a moment feeling of gratitude. Because gratitude is another wonderful tool to find your equilibrium. So finding gratitude towards yourself, towards your practice, and the movement found in the body, the breath that guided you through, and sending out gratitude towards someone or something in your life. And of course, I wish to express my own gratitude to you for allowing me to be part of your journey. Till we meet on our mats again. Namaste.